All right, so just to give you guys kind of an introduction. So I've got a project that I'm working on to kind of for people who aren't hackers to automate you can't really call it a pen test, but kind of automate a pen test, right? For people who want to have their infrastructure tested internally and externally, but don't necessarily know anything about security. They know a little bit, just enough to kind of get themselves in trouble, aren't familiar with tools they need, kind of insert administrator here, right? It kind of happens to everybody. You have certain requirements that you want to meet, certain things you want to do. I've been working on a project for a while. It's mostly in Java. There's some C code and some things like that, but I've got some legal things I got to work through before I can actually release that. So I took a small subset of it, put it in Bash yesterday. Hopefully this doesn't puke on us. But here's the script if anybody wants it. There's not any rootkits on it, but
Can I get it first?
is there another thumb drive?
I think it might
One
be
of the
on-
white ones?
I'll go here.
Yeah, put it in.
Oh,
Do you want to put it? You want to put it on?
Oh, does it have the
Well,
script
if it's in use, just keep rolling.
You got about a minute.
There's one piece of this I promise won't work if you don't have OpenVAS up and running, and that's the very last piece, where it does a kind of a vulnerability assessment using OpenVAS, right? If you don't have OpenVAS up and actually fully functional, good luck getting that working. I'm going to toss this up on my website probably Monday or Tuesday when I get some time. When I'm sitting at a hotel and bored out of my freaking mind. I'm going to toss this up and send it out. It'll be up on stefanlooney.com/tools. And I'll tweet that out to the group, to the HackerCon.
Yeah.
Hashtag. Yay, HackerCon! Anyway, so this is going to morph. OpenVAS setup will be included in this pretty soon, things like that. So once you guys get the script up and running. Can anybody read that?
Nope.
Sweet! So I can tell you guys it does all kinds of crazy stuff and nobody can call me a liar. Great.
Not until they run it at least.
Not until they run it, right? Pretty simple. You just toss some stuff into it. I do everything. I'm a security consultant, so I do everything based on clients, right? So I build out a kind of a very generic client directory for you with active, passive directories, exploitation, things like that. I hope to use some of the tools some of the other guys are doing, download them, and try to automate some of that stuff too. If you try to launch the script with no parameters, it does kind of the basic thing everybody else does and spits out the shit you're supposed to enter in. It's kind of some DNS recon. Try to figure out if there's AD on the network, things like that. It's pretty basic. Martin over there probably laughed his ass off if he opened it up. So please have at it, man. Yeah, no, have at it. So yeah, actually, I want to use Ockel Hashcat and try to hook in with some of the stuff I'm doing. But so the other app that I'm working on, as soon as I get one of the Java developers that helped me do it, I'm going to release that as open source. I just got to get him to release it because he wants to sell it and I want to give it. So as soon as I get his release, then we're. Yeah. Does anybody have the script?
Whoever's got the scripts.
It's just one script called basic script.
Not being passed around.
So
Can you put it on that one?
It's being passed
Can
around.
you
I
put it on
think.
that one when we do double?
Is there another thumb drive
I
around?
don't know. We got
yeah, we got it over here.
Y'all got screwed.
Yeah.
So who has backtracks? Does everybody have backtracks running? Backtracks 5 R1?
I
got 4.
I just downloaded it.
Yeah, I'm putting the scripts on the backtrack.
Okay. Yeah, it needs to be in backtracks. So the whole concept here is just really to get people started and get enough information to have something to kind of roll through. Okay.
We got 20 times copy files, but well, I don't have everything.
And I actually blame the restaurant for my latency. Hey, Tom, where's that other flash drive?
Those are people role playing, dude.
There's auto.
You thought it was a Halloween costume? Oh, that's
Who needs backtrack?
They all dress up. We need the script.
Oh, script.
It's a simple script. You're gonna grab it, you're gonna get it here in a second.
Automating as much as possible.
Right there's one, somebody else got it.
Once he's done, he'll cut it.
I don't know. I'll probably take a look at it.
What's that?
I'll probably take a look at it offline. I don't know how to run it.
So is there anybody in here who's never used
Not
Backtrack?
paranoid.
Good to be. Built this just to come here.
Right.
Is there anybody in here who's written a considerable portion of Backtrack?
I'm just kidding.
I'm pulling down R5 right now, actually.
You need a shirt that says
2
Backtrack.
gigs
I wrote
in
it.
like 12 minutes over the 4G. It's not bad.
Which is pretty good.
All right, so I guess so there's kind of it's a matter of how you kind of do your tests, right? I try to do my tests in kind of a few general phases. Always try to start off with, and it's probably a general rule, I would hope, but I try to start off with very passive information gathering. Basically, I want to do anything that I can, either physically or on the network or whatever, to gain information without getting caught. And there's no, with passive, the way I like to define passive is it's impossible for me to get caught if I'm 100% passive, right? You know, it's I've actually been nailed doing passive information gathering, but it's usually because I was somewhere I shouldn't be, which kind of makes it active, right? So from passive, I roll from passive, roll to active, and then somewhere in this mix, there's a social engineering piece of that, right? And then there's exploitation, and that's where I hope to just own everything. And you take the pieces that you gain from the first 3 phases, and hopefully that'll lead you into your exploitation piece. This script won't get you that far. This script will get you through the passive and get you started into the active information gathering. If you don't know what you're doing, you probably won't want to go much further past this anyway. This, hopefully by the time it actually hits my website though, will actually have the active portions to it. I'm going to do some CLI calls into Metasploit and fire off some exploits based on the results of the vulnerability assessment. You know, I wouldn't take an automated tool like this and totally rely on it, but if you have zero budget, you know, you can take some scripts like this one and you know, it'll help you out, right? It'll get you closer. How many people have the script actually in hand? Anybody want to get brave and try to actually execute it and see if it bitches out?
Sure.
As soon as you run it, if you would lock your computer and then log back in.
Wow, that's what the script does.
Think you're from.
Here's the, I don't know, you know,
Whatever was going on there, I like
do you want us to run it?
Yeah, try it. See what happens. Who needs the script still? Here you go.
It's just the one file?
Just one file.
Not the digital. Oh, we'll be here a while.
Yeah, just it's the one that says I'm not a rootkit. If you'll just double click that one.
Totally not a rootkit?
Right, yeah, when you open it, actually, we'll give you a pop-up that says, I'm totally not a rootkit. Please click OK to acknowledge I'm not a rootkit.
I'm not studying the proxy.
We're supposed to be in the labs network.
It really, it doesn't matter. I mean, is there, Martin, is there a lab up?
A what?
Is there a lab up? I mean, is there
There's a labs network.
It's an open network.
is there an open network? Does it?
I don't know anything about anything.
No lab.
Okay.
Except these guys.
Yeah. Anybody brave enough to set up a wireless access point? Like with their own workstation? No takers?
No.
That's unfortunate.
You need to connect to.
No. You can run it against local hosts, install your DNS. All the DNS recon stuff will definitely work. For sure.
She's the hotel wireless.
Who else needs the script? Script? Takers?
I'll throw out the wireless network. AT&T may actually cut that off. You didn't like them anyway.
Let's say you're the client right here. Before you can buy the
AT&T's pretty slow.
Yeah, it'll be interesting if we see, it's an eye-opener. Never mind. Yeah, not as bandwidth anyway.
It's just a.
Yeah, if you would actually hit nsa.gov.
each one that knows.
That'd be great.
Be awesome.
Yeah.
And by default, you bounce to
I've heard of people doing that.
and out. At
Good
this
admit.
point, it's unrestricted. One person using it,
Done.
regardless of whether you use it.
After the recording stops, I'll share an interesting story with you. Martin, did you want to check it out?
Yes.
Just for fun?
It's not
I'd love
recording.
some input, man, and
I
then,
do. No, I totally want to check it out.
It's not recording, you're good.
I never
Let-
turned
let-
it
let
on.
it all right now, or now.
yeah, right?
I'm not sure what that means.
Never know what might be in there.
Save us 3 hours of work.
All right, let's see. Does anybody actually have internet access? Is anybody actually tethered or doing anything? You are tethered to the net?
I am.
You should actually be able to run it.
I'm just installing YouTube 5 right now.
So that one has a VM on it, I think. But it has a VM and a script. The other one just has a script.
So that VM, where it comes from is it came from a class Carlos Perez did at DerbyCon. It's basically the stock VM. The only thing that's installed on it differently is RVM, which is Ruby's version manager, which allows you to switch through multiple versions of Ruby very effectively.
Actually, I'll toss the script up too on Layer 2 Security. It's the consulting company that I run. Just because it's in the script. It's easier to remember than StefanMooney.com.
Not that I would do anything, that's totally wrong. So you have layers like a
Oh,
boat,
yeah, probably.
or like an onion, which is why it's called.
I can actually go after like Google or something.
Essentially, you have something that you send in and how it.
I mean, a site like Google.
It ran like a fan.
Hotel network.
So it hits the first top, the top
Is the hotel network open?
It's all screwed up.
It is,
and sends it out.
Here.
At that point, whatever.
Does anybody need this secret USB code?
Check it again, I have to do it twice.
Or using SSL, but not necessarily. Like I said, once again, the idea is this person maybe is who you're talking to on the outside world, or what they're sending, but he doesn't know who you actually are. So you can web around with some level of anonymity. So the exception to that is ways of raising anonymity. There's also things like signal intelligence, where we try to figure out various traffic correlations, kind of going data at this time, receiving data at this time.
Don't everyone connect to it, or it'll drop.
That's another issue.
Your
Not all
C3PO?
protocols are well suited for qualification. For instance, rich traffic, some of the stuff you
That's some problem with that.
So the first problem is this packet capture thing. You need to make that a variable because it's not always going to be DHCR.
Yeah, that's actually what I was telling him. I actually need to actually loop through and pick the interface you're actually using.
I would see, I wouldn't do that, I'd pass it over to this landline.
Just let them hand, just let
Yeah,
them hand it
because a
off.
lot of times, like, a lot of times you might be using wired for one thing and wireless for another thing, you know.
When I first wrote this, I did this,
It's difficult, and, cause
last night?
I'm trying to do stuff where it tries to grab what the people are using, but if you have an app interface up for a VPN or something, there's just all kinds of things that could go wrong, it's better to just pass it forward.
yeah, good call, good call. Yeah, any other glaring, issues,
Oh, I mean, I
sure.
wouldn't- I was just looking.
No, no, man, I'm
It says
totally-
this may be broken, so.
You like that? I try to comment, anything I plan on handing out there, I try to comment it, but,
You're gonna have to get through your host OS, probably.
this is the host.
You're running
Yeah. Yeah, that's physical, that's actually a physical instance.
Should.
I don't know, you said you had to kill Wicked and open it back up, right?
Another thing of how, Tor works.
Yeah.
Let's say Alice makes a copy of the record server, let's say Dave. I set a password, and has this latest, no, pass, and eventually it's out Bob, who's the actual, public internet site.
You'll probably love my abuse of the loop there, Dan Martin.
Another way to be set up, so if we use.
Polling to see if OpenVAS is still running. You like that?
I haven't got that for you.
Cloud.
Hey, Tom.
We can request
Bad password, bro.
information. Bob will, let's say Bob's posting a in service. He's going to set introductory point out there on the core network. You can publish it to the convention service. Alice wants to contact this particular in service to find out about it. So she would go into the information from the directory service and find the rendezvous point. With the rendezvous point.
It's gonna be a pretty boring video with all the technical difficulties, right? Huh? Yeah, yeah, right. So a 3-second video, it's actually just the URL.
Kind of makes some sense. There's different types of nodes in Tor. You have a client node.
All right, so for everybody who doesn't have internet, like me, you can actually just try to fire it off against localhost. It won't kill you, I promise. It won't hurt anything. And our QA department over there in the corner can verify that shortly.
What's that?
I said it won't kill anybody's VM. I said our QA over there can verify that.
Talk out of
Do what? What are you talking about?
Down here where you create your task,
What line number are you on?
where you're monitoring the status of the vulnerability scan.
Oh, yeah, yeah, done. Oh, you're talking about that while statement? At like line 263? Up here?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's actually nasty. And it didn't work. That was another one of those, this may be broken codes, comments.
Are you looking for updates to this at all, or ideas?
Yeah, actually, it's totally open to any ideas and anybody who wants to jump on the bandwagon. I'm going to start up an open source project, but I've got a ton. This I put together only because I couldn't get in touch with my buddy in time to get the code released, the Java code for the other binary. It totally works and has, you know, a year and a half worth of development put into it. It's a significant amount of work, but this I put together just for this, just to try to give somebody a heads up, you know, just give them a leg up in the game a little bit. But this will definitely get you started. Any comments, any suggestions, anything, please toss in my direction. Yeah, this totally isn't going to connect. I'm getting bad password, Tom.
And, probably back to a
So Martin, my plan at the bottom of this is to spin off a Java thread at the bottom. So I'll probably manage it with Java, and then kind of use the functions within the script to kind of do some of the basic stuff, and then use Java for threading. So anything I can do simultaneously,
Right.
I'll do it with Java, right?
Right.
And then so I can take advantage of a little more horsepower. And then so I'm gonna take the OpenVAS scans, I'm gonna dump them out to like an XML versus HTML. They're just HTML here for readability.
Yeah, that's,
And then once I dump them out to XML, then I'm gonna pull them back into my Java thread, parse through them, and then step ones I get, I'm gonna take the vulnerability itself and do a lookup in the CLI Metasploit, and then fire up the exploits from there.
oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, the only thing I saw that was really lacking was the way you put an empty controller.
You like that?
That was,
Well, you saw it. It did say it was the lazy way.
yeah, no, I know. I mean, you done better like picking for $3 or something.
It is better than nothing.
That's true.
It is better than nothing. Yeah, if it's like a 2K3 domain controller, it's not gonna work. If you can get it on yours, I'll swap.
What did you just see the internet?
Well, yeah, it's
Use Cactus to start moving it into.
Here, you can connect to mine.
Does it show the password or not?
I just unplugged it, yeah.
Because like most companies, it was on parallel.
Oh man, he's hooking me up. I'm trying to take care of him.
Thing is,
You notice the address is incredibly unprintable?
more for VMware than I'm.
Unreadable? Well, this is the particular
Not get connected.
that corresponds
Because I didn't You want us to run the script?
Yeah, actually try to run it. If you're not a shell scripter, it might not make a whole lot of sense. But yep. So just actually do a.
It's not gonna be a speed demon or anything.
No, that's good though. That's good. So who here is not a Linux person? Show of hand. Come on, man. Okay. All right. Oh, that is so wrong.
This is back tack, right? Trust me, right?
So if you'll just type that. Okay.
Command not found.
Command not found. All right. CD wherever you put it, and then just do a // basic_script.ksh. Hit enter, and it'll give you a spit out of what you need to do. It's actually in Bash. It does have a KSH extension. Yeah, good catch, Frank. That's me being tricky, stealthy. You like that? Just totally, keep you all guessing, right? You don't have to put quotes around anything unless you, toss spaces in there or whatever.
Also, another problem with toys is they had the semi-fixed infrastructure. That's in 2009. Great firewall attack, lots of access directly, which unless you knew a bunch of grid nodes, that thing would send you out to before. Also,
Can you guys see this at all up here? I know it's kind of small, but can you guys in the back see this at all? No? Yes? No? I know Boris can't. He's drunk.
Yeah, that's a different issue.
That's totally a different problem, right? So, one of the things I did in this script specifically for this class was in an effort to not actually show you guys my password, actually pull it in from a file. So, in the script, if you don't pass a password to it, it's actually looking for it in a file that's locally in the script called password.txt.
Do you know what the default password is for that?
Do what? So here's the catch, guys. If you don't have OpenVAS up and running, just make something up and put it in there because the OpenVAS will not work. And the configuration for OpenVAS, I couldn't pull it off in time. It does take a little bit of time. But the tools in Backtracks actually walk you through that. So if you go to like applications or testing tools, whatever, and then vulnerability, it's the OpenVAS suite is there. So and it actually does. It has a checking script and stuff like that. So.
So you want me to plug this into my computer?
Yes, actually, if you would, right when you run the script, if you would lock your screen and then authenticate again, I'd appreciate it.
Don't worry, it's safe.
It's totally safe, and if you hear my phone vibrate, it has nothing to do with that.
It's a coincidence.
Totally. Totally. Tom, let's screw with him. He's drunk. Text him. All right, so did everybody make it this far and actually try to execute this thing? Yeah, never mind. We're actually going to have to pass a password too.
You want to use Yahoo?
Oh, use whatever you want. I don't care. I'm not going to tell you to use Yahoo, only because this is being recorded.
This is not the site you're
This is not the site you're looking for. Actually, I don't think it'll let you install it. Don't you have to actually go back and wipe it now?
But I got, it's 2005, I should be able to install it with a blank password.
I don't think you can in 2005. I think they actually fixed it in 2005. 2005, I'm pretty sure you have to toss a password to it, but I think you can go back and...
All the people with blank SA passwords in 2005 went back and deleted it after they installed it. I mean, is that what you're talking about?
Actually, I tell you what I have seen people do is they'll use the like NT integrated authentication, set everything up, and then we'll actually realize that some application somewhere is hard-coded an SA password or an SA username. Then they'll set it up and not give it a password.
Oh, that could be. That does make sense.
Yeah, but I don't think you can in 2005.
Did you run this script? Yeah. Did it work?
I don't have OpenVAS installed. I just put that in there.
So are you going off through the internet, or you just went through local?
I just did my local host.
Okay.
Hotel network's really shoddy.
Sorry guys, I got a commenting problem in my script here. If you just type / script name, the syntax it gives you as a sample, it's actually calling passive underscore. That's because originally this was going to be a passive script, then there was going to be an active script, then there was going to be a, like an exploitation or social engineering script. It was going to separate them out, but I decided, the hell with it, let's put it in one script, and it's a whole lot easier to maintain.
It keeps asking you for the password using the file.
For OpenVAS, just type username and password.
If I just type something else right into that.
web browser, this allows you
Is
to
Open Bar set up on Backyard already?
Yeah,
What is this
except
doing?
for.
It's just
The
setting up the
database
backtrack
usually
Yeah, you
environment.
gotta get the database.
Yeah.
No, it's doing some,
So-
network connection, you can go in.
So he did that against
Yeah,
Yahoo.
if you've got
He just did
internet,
that against
right?
The
Yahoo.
problem is we can't, because of the way they do theirs.
Just kind of sloppy like that.
Yeah, so it's gotta be set up.
I can set up a fake AP for you guys.
but scroll up, you can see it started.
2011, no one brought a switch.
Yeah, so like I said, guys, it's totally a work in progress, but it's if you don't have a ton of security experience, it's definitely going to get you rolling, right?
That's his password, just type something.
He's just doing some kind of low level.
Even though Ethernet 0 is not Ethernet port, it still works.
Well, yeah. So if zero's up and running,
But it's not.
well,
Getting feedback. Getting-
But he said that considers his passive or not?
I don't know if it's
Hardly.
It was a passive script, and I just started like the active part.
Right, but I mean passive.
oh yeah, it's because so if you see a bunch of errors that slap up on your screen, it's only because you don't have internet.
Right.
No, you don't have
It's
internet.
gonna ask if you wanna plug it in with the Mac.
Yeah, it's trying to make some DNS calls, and if you don't have if you can't resolve the domain name, that's what you're gonna get. Yeah.
Last 24 you put it in everything.
Yeah.
So we run this.
No, it's fine. I'll just wait for it. I'm
Hence the
following. It
reason.
seems like everybody's doing Oh, is this
Yeah.
the
Again,
one that he-
this guys.
Do you have it on?
Yeah, no. What I was gonna say was I totally did this on the fly, and
No, it's
it
okay.
wasn't intended to ever be in Bash.
Appreciate it.
So anyway, there will be some code ports dumped up on my site that are in Java, and then I plan on also dumping one up in Objective-C for the Mac if anybody's interested in that. For the Applebee's.
Yeah, we're gonna have it.
Oh, you have the ISO?
It's a VM. It's a VM.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, pictures of
Yeah, the new virtual box.
I gotta check that virtual box. How do you like it?
Oh, I've been using it for years.
That's one thing I've been using VMware for since version 1.
It's pretty
That's
fancy.
easy. No argument
It's
there.
not perfect, but yeah.
I heard it like it encrypts the VMs these days.
Yeah, that's cool.
So if you're gonna hit the public space, yeah, you kind of got to be connected. Or it's not. It's literally not going to do anything. It's going to try. It's going to make the TCP calls, and then it's going to puke. If you don't have internet connectivity, replace Yahoo.com and the IP address with localhost and 127.0.0.1. And kill home.
HackerCon.org.
Well, if you've got the handle tunnel,
They come back and power the direction. One like four where you have bidirectional tunnel.
There's been a lot of DNS issues I've found. I'll stay connected and I can't get out of all.
That is true. Last mile, that is done. I have to use
You used to be able to use it necessarily.
Is it not working for anybody?
I was looking at that file.
Better question, is it working for anybody?
Well, it's working for me. Another, I'm doing it locally, so.
Another thing that maybe run into if you're running this again is that bridge by default, not all wireless adapters are going to connect.
Oh, yeah.
If you bridge it, it won't give you an IP, right? You have to NAT your VM to be able to get it to connect through your
external OS wireless connect.
No way that I can be.
Right. Did everybody hear Tom?
Yeah.
Tom?
Yeah, basically, what you guys need to do, if you're having trouble connecting and your primary OS that you're running on is
Did you get
connected,
internet?
what you need to do is pause your VM, shut it down, edit the VM to use a WAC connection rather
Yeah,
than
backtrack,
bridge,
put it up here.
because most VMs will not utilize your internal wireless adapter. If you got a USB wireless adapter, it's different.
What I have found is if
You'll
you
go back out and add it, you'll have that all up.
port scan on something
Even
like
that's
that,
why I said 50 inches.
shuts down the switch.
That's right.
Or in this scenario, it's not switch to switch port, but your wireless mount, so you have to use your Mac off and change it.
I used to run up with those.
Is Mac off on these in Backtracks?
Is what?
The Mac changer?
Yes.
Yeah, it should be under miscellaneous.
Every time you change it.
Just back change tag A.
Yeah, but the script will see what was done based on the log file. It'll see what's been completed, and it'll pick up wherever it left off. So it's not gonna run the same thing twice unless you delete or rename the client directory.
So interesting, you're totally right. So you can't install SQL Server in SQL mode with a blank SA password, but you can install it in Windows mode and then go back and turn it back into SQL mode. It creates the SCA account by default with a blank password.
With a blank password.
And it disables it until you turn it back on, and then it does ask you for a password. You turn it on.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah, isn't it great? Win Microsoft. Yay! Yeah, it is. It's an undocumented feature, which is, what was it I saw? I saw yesterday that, was it a $23 billion a year business, SQL Server alone?
It's pretty big.
Yeah. Yeah, it's trumped in the Microsoft suite only by the Xbox. Don't quote me on those numbers, I just pulled them out of my ass.
Very good.
If anybody watches this video later and Googles me and I'm wrong, I don't give a shit. But yay, HackerCon.
Hey, DerbyCon!
Yay, DerbyCon.
Then in this set your host and your guest.
And everybody buy stuff and feed kids in Africa.
Yes.
You just said that so sarcastically.
I didn't. No, that was my sincere voice.
Yeah, I was.
Until I just said that. Actually, please, everyone, buy stuff and feed kids in Africa.
Kids in Africa, so you open your mouth.
Please.
Sorry, guys.
I'm actually going to cheat. There we go. There. We can move on.
Now with open valves, where should I stop it at? Because it's not gonna run after it gets to a certain.
It'll actually puke. It'll crap itself.
Okay.
Yeah. It's really good at that. As soon as it can't do anything, it just dies.
I got the lamp back.
We need to fix that projector so they can see.
I know,
if it
this
goes to the script
really
or-
sucks.
You can get
That's
the
all right,
light
though.
above
I mean-
off. That would help.
Do what?
You can get the light right above the screen off. You got to do something, that would help a lot.
Yeah.
Rockets.
But Boris is intoxicated. Hey, will you unscrew this light?
What? Did I break something? No. It's a fluorescent. You should be okay. It was a shush.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Right, Mark. Okay, Jericho. I just left the building.
Is it not running for anybody?
I can give you a install. Besides, you couldn't get his virtual box? No, all this, that's actually virtual box.
Actually, I just moved backtrack, so I'm worried.
I don't need backtrack.
Just install it on your Mac, of course.
Yeah. If you've got all these tools on your Mac, it'll work.
Latest virtual box should
Yeah,
have
think of
VDI.
I do have faith, but I don't have anything.
Whatever. That's lame, man. That's a really sad excuse, actually.
I got a little Butsu box, you wanna do something with that?
Do you,
Sure, plug it in there.
Get metasploitable up or something?
huh? No,
Is that better?
A little lower.
It's not now with the lights off.
Those two lights, a little lower, and then you're gonna have to buy
Yeah, see if you
together.
can get those.
You want to touch my hand now?
There you go. Much better.
Yeah, now we're cooking. Yeah, shut that one off. You want the middle one back on? This one? Yeah. Yeah? Say when, they good?
That discovers right.
Young bull.
Let me try.
I know, it took a while.
Yeah.
So you've already set up open VAS on you?
It should kick it off in a second. It's something actually looks like it's home. Yeah, so, so one of the things I try to do in this script, and as Martin pointed out, I'm doing it a very lazy, very cheap way, is I do try to determine that in a lot of really little environments, you'll see that a lot of times your DNS server is also like AD. A lot of times, a lot of small environments will use like especially like a small business server, things like that. They'll use AD box will be your domain or your DNS server as well. So I literally just kind of poll, see if that box is a try to see if it's a domain controller very, very, very lazily. And if it is, then later on, we can use that to, like in Metasploit or something like that, right? So you can actually break some good stuff. And then at this point here, I actually, so the whole process, I do a packet capture so that you have a packet log of everything that you've done and everything you've touched, right? You can run this through screen if you want, if you don't trust the output that's there, so that you can actually get the old standard out to a log file somewhere. And then after the passive part's done, I actually kill T-Shark and run the vulnerability scan because it just creates a metric crap ton of noise that this script just can't handle, and it will barf. And then once you have OpenVAS up and running, this will hopefully work for you.
If you want to show them how to set up open VAS, you can use my machine.
I was going to try to let this run and see if I could actually get.
Did you get this?
Are you relying on that internet connection, Martin?
What?
Are you relying on that internet connection?
No,
for
not
you?
really.
Okay.
Why? Is it not working?
No, I'm about to kill it.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay. These are, if you look up here, guys, this is your OpenVAS stuff. You could probably use a commercial tool, aka Qualys, for all the Qualys fans in here.
Wallace!
Go Qualys!
That's just one piece.
Or Nessus or whatever, pick one, Saint, whatever you want to use, right? But OpenVAS, the whole purpose of this is everything in here is a free tool, so you can use it without licensing, right? Nessus, you can't use it in a corporate environment, even if you use it from here and without violating their license agreement, right? Go Tenable. Epic fail. So if you kind of go through these, the OpenVAS check setup, the one that I actually have highlighted there, is the, it'll actually go through and check each component, and it gives you the command line that you need to set up OpenVAS. So it actually walks you through each step if you want to set up OpenVAS.
We have internet access, this can't set up.
Yeah, if you don't have internet access, you won't be able to set it up. But you can check your setup if you like.
I try not to.
Yeah, and I typed in the wrong password, so it's going to keep trying to authenticate.
So, we won't be able to like run this.
Well, you can run it against localhost, but if you don't have internet connection,
I'm running it,
yeah.
you know, right now, on one thing. And I'll present you with this DerbyCon shirt.
Thanks, bro. I'll sport that now.
Yes. Yes, please. I done it.
I don't know.
Oh, nice. I already got one.
Now you've got two.
I
Do you have your USB stick handy?
Yeah, who's got the USB drive with the script on it? Do you need the VM or the script?
The VM.
Who's got the one with the VM on it?
Pretty sure correct.
Congratulations.
See, yay, Derby.
Yay, Derby.
I got more of those shirts than I know what to do. Like, I have one.
You guys forget?
Yay, DerbyCon. I said it. I said it, man. Come on. Yay, DerbyCon. Say it again.
You know where you change the MAC address on?
Yeah, it's under this link. My wife has a shirt now. So, if this runs successfully, and you go to your home directory, under home, and then whatever you use for a client name, you'll see this directory structure.
Well, yeah. And so,
I have a question.
12.
I was just making sure. I mean, I'm doing local. So I was just wondering.
Right now, it's going to try to run a vulnerability assessment, but it can't run. You know what I'm saying? So just hit yes, and it'll create its directories and try to do its stuff. Step one.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah, no. So, so by the time I upload this, it actually will try to parse that. And then if it doesn't successfully run, my intention is if I don't get a successful vulnerability assessment, I'm just going to kind of do a Hail Mary with Metasploit and just basically just go after stuff. Just, yeah, for fun, because that's what we do. All right.
Whatever you want to call it, so we call it
People vote, bro, let's call it.
target is
Fully qualified.
I got a screenshot of a fail wheel. Did you? Okay. And then the target IP network.
Yeah. Check if you follow the HackerCon hashtag. I actually hit the end of Twitter. I killed Twitter. I killed Twitter.
He broke the internet.
Yeah. I broke the interwebs.
Good thing we can reset the internet.
Yay, interwebs.
Hoorah! So so basically everything that all the binaries that run, I spit the logs out to a binary name.log. Here's just some like DNS recon. Some handy information if you're trying to go after some DNS servers for I don't know, in this scenario maybe Yahoo. Good luck with that. Hope you have a really great cable modem. But you know, potential's there. Just DNS recon and Net Discover will take flipping forever to run.
Do you ever run the harvester or anything like that?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet, but I'll toss up my my email address, and then anybody who would like to see anything in this. My background is in security, but most of what I do is automation,
Okay.
like data center automation. So I try to marry those two worlds and take the security space and kind of automate it, right? So that, like I said before, people who don't necessarily know how to do security.
Sure.
Can take a tool like this and it'll help. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a lead hacker.
And intoxicated.
It's not Powerade, right?
Not Powerade.
Net Discover is not so useful like if you're trying to hit an external source, but internally it actually can provide some really great information. What are you trying to do, man?
I'm trying to install SQL Server 2005 with a blank SA password.
I thought you already did it.
Dude, I did, but now it won't work. All things, don't worry.
But you can't get it. It won't start. It won't start, or you can't connect to it.
No, it will start, but I can't log in with the blank SA password. Even though it's configured that way. It's really bad that I can break all this stuff. I can't, so. Holy shit. I'll figure it out.
Then, so the PCAP files that get created, they,
No.
that's kind of your digital evidence of what you did, right? Without a packet capture, you can't prove what you did or what you didn't do. So it's kind of important anytime you do any security testing, guys. You know, for those of you who may not know.
TCP down there?
T-Shark. T-Shark, yeah. Only because I drink their Kool-Aid. Their actual Kool-Aid. And I don't think I have it. If you guys want to see,
Boobies. I wonder
anybody would like to see that.
Do the chocolate.
Let's see if this one's got some content to it.
artillery assault.
Yeah, so the OpenVAS is actually, the reports aren't quite as pretty as Qualys. But they're not bad. You know,
It leverages the CLI of the family. The CLI of the family.
Yeah. You can dump them out in different formats just for purposes of this. You know, I figured nobody in here would appreciate seeing an XML version of this, so I opted for HTML just for readability. You can change the format in the script if you like. This might be a good thing to parameterize, but the next version of this that I'm going to release will actually be XML.
Do you think
Because I'm gonna parse it.
cannot be put into Metasploit then?
Well, see, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to parse it, grab the tags, right, and I'm going to basically locate all of my Sev1 high severity stuff, and then I'm going to do lookups in Metasploit and see if I've got an exploit for it. If I do, I'm going to fire that on. What is it?
Writing XSLT to transform the XML to get it into a better format.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, the great thing is if you're decent, like with awk and sed,
Oh, yeah.
you can grab what you need and you know, create some variables that way. Right. There's some, the script's not perfect. I'm far from the greatest scripter on the planet, but there are some great examples of awk and stuff like that in that script. So if anybody wants to, ape that out of the script and use it for other purposes, have at it. Have a blast. But if you get OpenVAS up and running, this is kind of what you'll. This will be your end result, right? Is anybody having any problems with it, or is it ever going to give up? Is it running? Anyone? Pretty sure we got 3 kids in the back row there that are, I don't know, hacking Google or something. Does anybody have any questions? With regards to like, I'll preface that. No, it's actually not.
You probably already answered this question, but what's the expectation for it coming in? Is that the part you need to get released?
Yeah, so like I said, I've got basically a Java and C version of this that is complete. I just have to have it released by one of the developers that help me do it. He wants to sell it, I don't want to sell it, so I have to have it. Nah, I don't think so. Right now he's in Croatia doing some consulting. So, he's a little tough to get hold of right now. So as soon as he gets back. So the oddly enough, just before the whole Zeus thing came out, right? We nicknamed this thing Zeus. With because it was going to be the Greek god of all. Right. And we've got some WAN hopping capabilities and some in background tables actually. It does some neat stuff. Then this whole Zeus thing came out. And like, oh, shit! Can't use that, right? Get a kind of a bad stigmatism there, but yeah, I hope to release that pretty soon. As soon as I do, I'm going to dump it up online, and then I plan on using like Ockle Hashcat and some stuff like that to actually do some pretty mean stuff. Use the set tools. I want to use basically all the open source tools that are out there that are already doing automation. I don't want to reinvent the wheel. These guys do this stuff way better than I do. So just be nice to kind of integrate that and tighten it up. You know what I mean?
Cool,
yeah. And then the other benefit with the Java version is it actually uses multi-threading. So you can actually do more than one thing at a time successfully, right? And monitor everything versus just backgrounding crap. All right. And the .24 subnet and the hard-coded ETH0 interface, those will both be parameterized tonight.
So what he's saying is he's going to use his
Yeah, basically what he's trying to say is,
hey, play back off tomorrow, is that what you're trying to say? I'm done.
Actually,
He hasn't denied it yet.
and I'm not going to deny there's another version of this.
Yeah.
You said you have all the these codes.
Yeah, he'll do it for you.
I see now.
He's going to use the one that he's talking about. He's going to use that tomorrow.
Which may or may not have anything to do with the fact it's not been removed.
You're a Fedora boxer.
No, we'll play fair. We'll play fair.
We'll play fair.
Virtual box is crazy.
Oh, Armitage is awesome. Does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have any suggestions? Does anybody here like just have any general pen testing questions? Like any security assessment questions?
It's just going to name the directory where it stores results.
Anything? Bueller?
Bueller?
Bueller? I'm always looking for people.
So target.
Oh, you need to install tools because it came with the.
Does it need HTTP?
No question.
I
Huh?
didn't put that.
Yeah, actually, training is the fun part, right? So there's a kind of the way this got started for this whole con thing was I teach every year at the local elementary school. I teach a martial arts class to the kids, a self-defense class. And so the whole
They
thought
might,
is
I bet they own both,
what can I
and DNS is probably pointing to both.
in 1 hour
I've never.
for 4 nights.
And if you want to,
But he'd keep the rest of it.
And then,
Right? You can't get complicated. You can't dive in too deep, right? Otherwise they just get lost in it. So the whole, that was kind of the same concept as this.
what's that?
without let's put the space.
Some of the things that more experienced people
Oh,
are
right.
using, right? They just go through it, right?
So I need to have the IP first.
I got it here. 7453.
So he
So
should
you can
do
take
that
these different
automatically.
tools.
We should source that from there.
grasp What it is that.
414.
74.53.
So what you kind of understand.
Dot 7.
Thing to get the,
74.53.74. And it wants a network address, so I just put that 0.
So
Type
from
0
there,
to map
then you
it.
understand what it is you don't do. Right?
Well, I already know what I told him.
I didn't put inside.
What's that?
I didn't put any side annotations, so I just did it
Kung
like
Fu?
that.
Just like that?
Oh,
Oh, you didn't do
Just,
any.
I did that. I set up OpenJS, but you can just put test.
What is OpenVIA?
It's a vulnerability scanner.
Oh, okay.
I still do, but.
And what's the password for that?
If it's not set up, then you just put in like test space test.
So does it have to be close as
some of
well?
the param. No.
Eyes and balls, that's right.
Anything at the end.
Oh, the password.
And then it won't run that part of it, but it'll still fire.
Yeah,
Am I missing something?
Yeah, the end quote.
Well, okay, so to give you guys a little bit of background, right? So one of the things that I've kind of done professionally for the last 5-6 years is data center automation, and that's kind of end-to-end provisioning, like your bare metal provisioning. It's you crack a server out of the box, you plug it into the network, and you do all the imaging and stuff. Only the style that I do is not imaging. We don't use images, right? You throw a base operating system down to it, toss your middleware down on it, you toss all your application layer stuff down on it, and then you run your compliance audits and remediation against it, so you've got all the latest. Right? And then you basically spit out reports that you go there. So you take the data center, a large data center, a lot of data centers that I deal with are 30, 40, 50,000 servers. In an environment that size, you're talking about,
Yeah, and I just set it up.
you order a server, would you get a production online banking server?
I got,
It's 6, 8, 9 months, right? By the time you actually get that thing in production, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It truly is. So one of the things that we do is we turn that process from 9 months down to 9 hours.
What?
Okay, and so I'm not dodging your question, but you absolutely could automate it. All you have to do is you program what you know. You know everything. If it's in your
So how long
brain,
does the DNS
you
map
have the thought process
usually
of
take for you?
program, right? You just have to-
Mine was really quick. I've been hung on loading these plugins from OpenJS for a while. It's only got it. 10,000, 20,000.
Yeah, there has to be some consistency to it. Okay.
Oh, and that's the report it spits out.
That's OpenJS.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, you gotta yank that. You're checking.
So it's pretty cool. I didn't have to do any special matting. Tether and virtual box just goes right out.
I set up a wireless hotspot to this one.
Actually found that bug in here. So this is going to be a 4G code.
Run it, let it download.
Yeah.
When I did my the first time, I beat my head against the wall for like 8 hours.
So you pay for mobile hotspot. For free. But I found for some reason when I USB tether, I can't get to server side. And how Facebook.
Is there anybody that's actually tried to set up OpenVAS?
I'm doing it now.
So I had some problems setting this up originally, and point to note, as you go through each piece and you configure each one of the services, you're going to actually have to start that service. And if you get crazy, like he's getting these MBT errors, right, that he hasn't downloaded the definitions yet, but he has.
I didn't want to do that because
Reboot.
Verizon has them.
Well, I did need to sync it.
Because they watch
I
the
did the
traffic.
sync, that's what it's doing
Right, but I've got unlimited
Okay,
data now.
when it's
So
done,
I don't
if it
wanna-
tells you you still need to sync it, restart.
They never asked me for a
Totally
username. Password.
You haven't set that up yet?
So I gotta do that after I go. I mean, does the setup ask me for that?
No, but if I bring it back to the store, I'm waiting for all the bugs to get worked out on that too. The bootloader on this is a little bit.
Yeah, if you look in your tools.
Yeah, I saw where it said you add a user. I just-
Yeah, and you can really do that really at
How did you,
at any
how'd you
point.
root it? I thought that
If I could actually use a mouse, it's a
Oh,
whole lot
dude,
easier.
I really, okay, I got it.
Yeah, it's the
I
top
got it
one
2
now.
days after it came
Yeah,
out.
so you got Clockwork running on it? Clockwork recovery?
Yeah, I mean, and then
Does it improve battery life?
it gives you some, you can get
Yeah.
some shit to remove it. I had to put this.
But is it the Green Book security desktop? Is that what
Yeah, I
No, I think it's
just
actually a
plug it in like
configuration.
crazy, but I'm lucky to get a couple
Hold on, we'll
hours.
see.
Because I don't turn 4G off.
Yeah,
just
no, I
leave
guess it
on.
is actually a front end.
So, I mean, the battery is not too bad. Actually. It adds a little bit of weight, but
The console, as big as it is, it's the extra battery. was-
yeah, the cases too. Right?
It's still, but it's $25 cheaper than that battery.
Oh, really? Okay, at Verizon store? I'm gonna have to go pick that up.
And then,
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't use it every day.
Right.
I don't use it when I need it.
Right.
So I'm not worried
So
about
you did pay for them?
Yeah, I guess it actually is
That's
a
why.
front end, right?
Yeah, I also like, I'm a little chaotic, so I plug it in. I like to have a wire.
Do what?
Sure. Got it.
There's a good program called Proxoid too. That's pretty simple. But I'm gonna have to, let me get the contact info.
Well, close to home.
Yeah, definitely.
On their parental work and that really drives me nuts. Check this out. You tell me if you see what the fail is. The device limit. Minimum 2 devices. What the fuck?
What is, oh, wow, right.
Isn't that? Jack.
So there's still one open point.
Yeah, so I usually cook both of them too, just to make sure, but I just keep it on. Yeah, I just keep it on here. So.
That's weird. That's kind of weird that they did that, yeah. Interesting.
I'm extended for the free client ones.
I'm just here because I can expense one.
Yeah, that's right. I think there's a lot of weird stuff too. I don't use it
No,
anymore.
so
You have the others?
Yeah.
Okay, and then another guy that's been in Gaithersburg that works on it.
Yeah, I think he lives out in Loudoun County, he was saying, but he commutes into Gaithersburg.
Or he lives in Gaithersburg and meets him too.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'll have to reach out to him and tell him.
Charlie Dita.
I didn't know.
She's like choosing adventure.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Wow. Could be neighbors.
Might be.
Oh.
I fell on the Phoenix product.
So you're commuting into Gaithersburg?
No, I got
Oh, that's nice.
right, dirty
How'd you land that?
been there for 13 years.
Wow. One of these things, I keep saying I'm gonna write the book.
Last 3 years.
I'm working on some fun stuff right now, so there's no reason to leave, and the company's good.
There's always a place in the air.
I'm gonna find out why this is taking
Really? That is wrong. That is so wrong. Yes, sir.
How long would the DNS maps take?
Well, so, yeah, it depends on what you're mapping, right? So if you're on a LAN and you've got like 2 or 3 DNS servers, it's quick, right? It'll be, short attention time.
So
Yeah, good luck with that. Just open up a shell and do kill all space DNS map,
okay.
and it'll move to the next step. Kill all. Kill all, one word. Yep, there you go. Yeah, it's like
So why was that taking so long for that particular target?
speed, and you're reversing all of their DNS servers. So he's not hosting DNS himself. So it's going to go. If you go in your directory, you can actually. So pop open your home directory. And if you would type all of your passwords in plain text for me. Go to Hacker. and pass it. And then you should have a DNS map that wall. Open that up and see what's on it. And you'll see it's just flipping
Probably
massive.
similar nodes, right?
Either that or it didn't work at all. You don't have internet, do you?
I do. Yeah, I'm tethered.
Oh, yeah, you're tethered. So you're not using it zero.
Well, it's getting out. What's it getting out on?
The script isn't. The script is hard coded using zero.
Right.
Which I didn't pay attention to because I wrote this in a
No. Eat zero's getting out. It's getting natted after.
Because I'm getting
That won't matter.
Yeah,
I'm getting
right.
that with the wireless hotspot.
Yes, it's working as it should be.
Yeah. Oh, you're downloading your plugins right now.
Yeah, but if should it not be working? It's hard coded for
No, eat zero's fine because that's the only
No,
interface.
if you've got E0, if E0 is up and has network connectivity, it'll work fine. The problem was if you're using like, another Ethernet interface, a WLAN 0 or something like that, it won't work.
Do you work in Williamsburg?
No, I'm in the Virginia area. I'm in Tyson's area. Yeah. I'm trying to float around a little bit. Horrible. I gotta say, I've gotten used to it because I've been there for the last 5 years. For some reason, in the last year, it's just gotten worse since then. Mornings used to be no problem. But mornings are just as bad as evenings, and it's brutal. I'm toying with the idea of making it Western. I have a feeling the way the market's going. Right, but I just think when the metro gets up there, and the way the market's going, you get a nice house. Oh, yeah. Then it's only going to be, either it'll be worse or better when the metro's up.
15 minutes west of Rest.
Okay.
And if you have to hit 7,
I don't even bother. Where are most of your clients located? Okay. Mostly private sector, or?
I thought this was
Yeah.
Derby Pond, the other deep pond.
I'm a Linux admin. Yeah, so I've just started to get into
Hey, I didn't get that.
So I'm just starting to get into the security.
You said it, and now.
I don't know if I really want to go pen testing now, but maybe more.
That's why they were so late?
That is so wrong. Where are those little rockets at? I need a rocket.
Yeah, I know where these came from, man, I can get more.
Thinking maybe we can shut this down now.
People are taking them.
Do you still want the video?
Well, I think they're going to do a podcast. So
Yes.
I think we can. Yeah, you can kill it.